Good morning, everyone. It's Fred from Fred's Customs, and I work for Francine from A Floral Affair. This is just a quick pop-up, getting a few questions, and a few people saying, what's happened to Fred? We really want to see Fred. So here I am this morning, Morena from New Zealand, and I'm going to show you how to make a new mechanic today. So Fred's been having a bit of a play, and thought that he'd just pop up and say g'day, and just show you how to do a little design. For all those people that are struggling a bit out there, I know a few of you are at the moment, but just know Fred's here, and Francine will be on Thursday. She's going to show you another concept. But today, Fred's going to show you how to do this design. Now, this is a really cool concept. There's many different ways of doing it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to press a button here, because evidently I'm meant to press a button. I just got to press a button. I don't know why, but I got to press a button. So I'm always pressing buttons. Some of them not so good, some of them good, but anyway, that's Fred. Anyway, so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you how to make this concept, and we're going to be making these. Now, some of you have seen these before and made these before, but there's a lot of new people, and that's what we're here to do, to show new people, and sometimes learning a different way of doing things. So that's what I'm going to do. Morning, everyone. Yeah, Fred's here, Fred's back, Fred's here to say g'day. So, right, so what I've got here is I've got some test tubes. These are just the polycarbonate ones, but you can use glass or any other old test tubes, but you also might have some narrow bottles that you might like to use. So if you've got some narrow ones, they're good to do this with too. So I've just got some test tubes, and over here I've got some stub wire. So I'm going to use some stub wire. If you haven't got stub wire, you can use 16 gauge wire. Now today, Francine's going to get on to do all those worksheets, and I'll get her to do this one for you as well, because it's a really cool workshop. So what I've got here is I've got some pot tape, but you can use any sticky tape that you've got. If you haven't got pot tape, use sellotape. This is about using whatever you've got around you. So I've got some pot tape, got some stub wire, but if you haven't got stub wire, 16 gauge wire will be fine, and we're going to need 3 pieces for each tube. So the easiest way, there's lots of different ways of doing this, but I'm going to show you an easy way, because I've had a few people saying, Fred, I'm having a few problems with my hands trying to do some of this fiddly stuff, so I'm going to show you how to do it a little bit easier. So what I've got here, hi, who's that? Kathleen Spence. Hi, Fred, saying a big shout out to you. So what I've got here is I've got my pot tape, my tube. Pop your pot tape on there. This is how you get a grip. It's all about getting a grip at the moment. So, hi Jeanette. So now I've got here a piece of stub wire. I'm going to line it up with the end of the tube. And because it swivels around a bit, if you stick the pot tape over the top of it, it just holds. I'm going to use 3 pieces per tube. And so I'm going to put another piece over here. It's going to take that one on. And then I'm just showing you a really easy way. There's lots of other ways to do this, but this is a really easy way for those people that are struggling with their hands at the moment to be able to do these sort of things. So we don't want that. We want you to all be able to give these things a go. Then I'm going to put the 3rd piece right on there. I was going to tell you when Fred was coming up, but Fred decided just to do this morning. He had a few emails and people were a bit down, so I thought Fred needs to come and show you how to do something. So now what I'm going to do is I've got my 3 pieces set off, and I'm just going to really randomly tape this around here. If you haven't got pot tape, sellotape will be fine. It's really just to secure those their wires to the tube and come down over the edge and then pinch them all together when you get down the bottom here. Don't go all the way down with the pot tape though. That's what we're going to do. Just do that and you're thinking, whoa, Fred, that's pretty cool. Well, anyway, I'm going to show you how to make it look a bit tidier. So now I'm going to use some Stemtex, which is the paper tape. It's got a wax coating. It's really cool stuff to use. So I'm just going to go over the top of that. And because it's sticky, it kind of sticks to itself. So and with the heat from your hand, it melts it too there. Oh, hi, and Chester, how are you going up there? And Eleanor, lovely to see you this morning. So, and then just tape over the pot tape and your wires. You're going to go over the whole thing. We want to go all the way down. This is giving us a really good base to what we can put over the top. And you can use anything. If you haven't got, I'm going to be using sisal fibre, but if you haven't got sisal fibre, coconut fibre, you can use shredded flax, you can use shredded typha, you can use anything you've got. Wool, I like to use wool, but they say, oh, plant material must dominate. So I actually like to use the cotton. You can actually get some really nice coloured cottons that you can use as well. So I'm just going over the whole thing, all 3 wires together now. I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom, all the way down. But you're going to come about that far, about 1 inch, say, which is about 2.5 centimetres, off the bottom. Don't tape that bit there. We only want to tape to there. So now we've got our tube made like this, but you can use this for, use anything that you can find. If you haven't got a test tube, just use some of the caps. You can find some really cool caps that you can use. So now what I'm going to do is I've got some fibre here. So anything, I've also done this with using carded wool. That's the wool before it's been spun. So when we were on the farm, I used to go down and where the sheep tried to get through the fence or just by the fence, they'd leave wool behind, and it's really good to use that wool as well, you know. So, but anyway, what I'm going to do here is, because this is sticky and tacky now, I'm just going to wind the sisal around it, quite firm at the top, and it doesn't matter if it's a bit bunched up, just pull it as you go, and if you do it on an angle, it'll wrap nicely around your tube. You can do jute, looks amazing to do this with too. So anything, actually the jute twine looks really quite cool, shredded jute. But pretty much anything that you've got that's a fibre of some sort, you can wrap around. And just going to wrap it around. And see, by doing those 3 wires together, we haven't got an indent. We've got nice smooth over the top, which is what we want. Now, sometimes you might want to do 2 or 3 together, and you can do that too. So that's not a problem to that. But Fred's going to go all the way down the bottom here. It's like having a really, really bad hair day. So I'm going to go all the way down. But as you go further down the bottom, just thin it out a bit. You don't want it too thick. You want it to taper away. So you're just going to go round here. Just keep pulling it down, shredding it a little bit, pulling it down. And Francine loves to do these. She does all sorts of different ones, and it's a really good mechanic. And it's something that you can make. And then when you're not using them, after you've done one design, pop them away somewhere, because you can reuse them many times in different ways doing your artwork. It's awesome. So, right now I'm going to move all this bad hair over here because I need a bit of space. Pop that on that bench, move pop tape over there for now. Now I'm going to get to the bottom and I'm just going to wrap it around. Now you're going to say, but Fred, how are we going to hold it there? Well, I actually like to use the bullion wire. Now, for those that don't know bullion wire, it's a zigzag, really, really fine wire. And it's a really good one because, again, it gets a grip. So I'm going to start at the bottom, but I'm going to leave a little leg sitting out. I just need to cut that little loop off. And I'm going to go around a couple of times, and then I'm going to twist it on itself, like so. But then I'm going to just lightly but tightly wind it up the tube, like so. This is just to secure it. But if you wanted to add an accent to a design, maybe bring a bit of different colour through, you could use a different colour on the top. Go around the top and then come back down on the opposite way. And end up with a nice, sort of very fine pattern on there, but it also gives a little bit of bling, but it holds it all together for when you're doing the next bit. Get down to the bottom. Now where you had that little piece sitting out, you twist the 2 together, and that's going to hold, and then you can just wrap it around the bottom, like so. So you can go as thick or as fine on that as you want. So now I've made what they call a tall stalk. So it means it's really good if you've got flowers that are a bit short, or you know, like an orchid stem is great to use because there's so many blooms on one stem. Hello to Singapore, lovely to see you in Singapore. It's great to see you all this morning. I just thought I'd do a quick pop-up today. So, but there's many different things, and when you've got those short flowers, it's really good to have something that you can put into a design. So I'm going to put this to the side now. And Fred's been getting really excited. You know why? Because people have been saying, Fred, I bought a drill because of you. I've got a drill. I don't know how to use it, but I've got a drill. So follow some of my tutorials and things where I have been using them to talk about taking the drill in and out of the chuck. Safety is key, so you really need to be careful. And when you're learning, go slow with your drill until you get the hang of it. So anyway, I've got in here just a 3mm drill bit. Into here, actually that might be a 4mm drill bit in here. Got it in my chuck here, so I'd put that in. Open up the chuck, you hold this part here, and that's where if you hold it the other way and put it in the other gear, it'll bring all the jaws together and get the drill bit in tight. So I'm going to open it back up again, pop my drill bit in, gently, let it rest in your hand for a minute, and you can feel the teeth get a grip, and then hold just this bit, and just gently go the opposite way. Now it's nice and tight in there, which is what we want. Now, I've also got a piece of timber, just a random piece of timber. If you've got a nice piece, that's really good, but I just went and raided the wood pile before. I thought, oh, I could use that bit there, because Fred's always on the lookout for different bits to use. Now, what I've got here, so I'm going to just drill some holes. So I've already pre-drilled some, and the reason why I'm doing that is now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pop these in the holes that I've drilled, and they should go in. Might need to go in a bit more. Just that bit of a... Pop it in there. Squeeze the wires together, pop it in, get it in there. That maybe isn't in far enough, I'll have to push it in a bit more. Pop them in. So I pre-drilled some holes and offset them when you do them because you don't want them all in a row. And you're thinking, oh, Fred, they're a bit wonky. That's okay. Fred doesn't mind that. Fred's not sure quite what's happened to that one. So we'll have a look at that and put this one in here so that'll go in there a bit firmer. I think I've got something in the hole maybe. There we go. Now it's in. You want them firm. You can feel it when they get a grip, and that's how you want them to be. So we put a few more in here. Now you can do this on anything. They look really nice on. I've shown you before how to go and buy the caps off the timber rails for fencing. They're really good because they're all nicely finished. But I've just grabbed a scrap piece of timber because I didn't have time to go into town. I only decided to do this morning because I've been getting a few emails and I don't like to think you're all sad out there. So we all want to have a bit of fun. Nice to see you back, Fred. Yeah, Fred's back here. It's really good to see you all too. So now I'm just going to put another one in up here. If I get that one in there, squeeze the wires together, pop it in. This is just a real fun design, but there's a lot of things you can do with these, and that's why I like to make them. And I have quite a range, different sizes as well, but I wanted to make these all just the one height today. So this is 60 centimetre long stub wire, and I'll put another one in here. And I think that's where I want it to go. Or do I want to? Oh yeah, I've got one more. That's all right, just checking to see where I've got them all. Put that one in nice and firm, and then we're going to put another one in over here. That's how long we make. They just take a little bit of patience to get them in, but make sure they're nice and firm when you do that. So we've got them all up here, something a bit different. Now you can do the design where you can have a whole lot of these all in a row and you can bend them and do all sorts of funky shapes with them. Looks really cool, but they look nice on a piece of wood, nice strong mechanic, longer table centerpiece. But I'm going to show you another concept as well. But first what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some flowers in because, you know, today I decided to do flowers. Put the drill back over here out of the way, move my wire out of the way. What you can do is you can either leave them where they're all upright, nice and straight. You've got that lovely space in between, a bit of line there. Fill your tubes up with a bit of water. So use your test tube filler. They're really good. If you haven't got one of these, make sure you go and invest one. They're great value. Makes it so much easier when you're filling tubes. Now if you find the size that has come over the top of the tube, you might find there's a few little wispy bits that have come over. Don't worry, just get your pair of scissors and give them a haircut. Give them a haircut. Just cut them open. If they've got a couple, just little strands that go across, you can pull them down over the tube. Don't be too ruthless. Just be, you know, just make sure that you can get your flowers nice and easy. And through here. Might lift the camera up a bit so you can see that now that I've got that up the top a bit. There, that's better. Now you can see what I'm doing. Now what I've got here is I've got some different bits of material. So I've been and I've gathered some Muehlenbeckia. This is Muehlenbeckia. It's a native here in New Zealand. Beautiful, wiry, twiggy, branchy thing. It's great. It's like a bush. So I put that in there, and I might have to tie that on with a bit of paper cut wire. Now, as you know, Fred doesn't normally do flowers. That's normally Francine's job, but today decided I'd pop a few flowers in. So I'm just going to tie on here the Muehlenbeckia with a bit of bullion wire. I'll turn this around in a moment. Put this up here. Tie it on with a bit of bullion wire. We really want to tie it on with the same tying as we've got on the tube so that it blends in. You don't get to see the mess. So tie that in there. Might do another one over the other side here just to anchor it back. Tie it onto this one. A little bit of space in between. It's good. It just adds a bit of texture, a bit of rhythm, which is really cool. A bit more here. Put another bit in through here. Take that one in there. We've been having a few meetings lately to do with in the Bay of Plenty here in Tauranga. Every 2 years we have what we call the Garden and Art Fest, and we've just been planning all that, getting all the competitions ready for that. So it's a really cool event. It's all open. They have all these gardens open you can go and see, and you can go and see the floral art exhibition from our floral art girls here in Tauranga and then the Bay of Plenty. We've got 5 clubs in the Bay of Plenty who are affiliated to FAST, which is the Floral Art Society in New Zealand, and it's a really cool society. And I know a lot of you belong to different societies around the world and your countries, and a lot of people are asking, Fred, or Francine, or Fred, whoever, where do I go and join a floral art group? If you want to know and I can help you, let me know if you're a little bit lost. Otherwise, have a look and you can find one in your area. And so much fun, especially at the moment. Everything's gone a bit haywire in the world. It's actually really good to belong to something like that. Get with all your friends and catch up and be able to natter. It's great fun. Right, put this in here. So I'm just going to lay tidy that one up a little bit so it looks a bit more like that. Maybe put one more bit. I really want it a little bit wiry, so put a bit more in here. So I will put the worksheet up for this because it's a really cool one to do. And again, I like things that we can reuse over and over again, not just the once. So just breaking this down a little bit, put a little bit more on there. Just one more tie, then I'll pop in a few flowers. So it's just a real simple design. But I'm going to show you a couple of little other ways to do once I've got the flowers in. So tie it on again just to secure those branches on there, because I want them to come down a little bit. But I'm trying to keep the design all at the top. That's what I'm doing. So we've got the space and underneath. So it's a great piece to do for a table, you know. It's really, really good. Now, if you haven't got a block of wood, you can always put this in a container with a bit of foam if you want to. So you can do that too. So I've got that in there like this. Got my little tall stalks there. Now, what else have I got here? Oh, put that over there. I have got some hellebores. So I'm going to put a few hellebores in here. Tuck that in underneath. It was really just whatever I had in the garden. Put a few more in here to dot them in. So if you're going to put them through, make sure, or flower through, make sure you put them right across so you've got unity. They don't have to be exactly the same placements, but it's about having a little bit of unity in your design. So I'll turn that around so you can see what I mean. See, just in a few little hellebores. But now we need just one in the middle here somewhere, so I'll cut one a bit shorter. Gosh, Francine's been teaching Fred really good. Right, now I've got here just a few little orchids. So I'm just going to pop a couple of the Cymbidium orchids in here. They're nice and short, so they're going to just sit in the tubes. And that's why these tall stalks are really good. If you've got short flowers and you think, oh no, they're too short, that's fine. That's what these are really, really good for. So just pop a few of these in through here. And then I thought, oh, what about putting in, I've got a couple of the waratahs that Francine had left over. So I put a couple of these white waratahs in. Couple of these just for a different form in there. Pop a couple of those in there, and I might put another one just in through here and through the middle there somewhere. Put that in. So that's kind of given another look there. And then you're thinking, but Fred, it's all up here. We need a little something. So what I've got here is a little bit of amaranthus. Now this is the preserved amaranthus, and it's a really good one because I can reuse it over and over a few different times. Looks like a bad hair day, but I don't want it to be too thick. I don't want it to be like take over the whole design, which is what could be too dominant, you know. So I'm going to just put a little bit in here just to come down a little bit into the container. Just tie that on in there, tuck that in, just wispy it through a little bit, give a bit of a little bit coming down. So just taking just a little bit of the amaranthus in through there. Might put another bit out through here, just thin it out a little bit. But anything you've got, if you've got lovely vine, use vine. I haven't got a lot of vine here, so lots of vine. I need to go out into the bush and go and do a bit of gathering, I think. Oh, right, a little bit more around this side maybe. Ooh, I'm getting all creative today. Goodness me. Maybe just a little bit more out through this side. Let that just hang over there. A little bit over there. Just about done, team. And it's really just whatever you've got. So, at the moment, I've just got this look here, which looks kind of cool. I think it looks a bit different. So, but you're thinking, but Fred, yeah, it's cool. I like the straight lines, but what if I want to do something else with them? Well, then we might just do a little bit of, see if I can do a couple of these and give them a little bit of a beat, but I've tied them up now, so I might not be able to do this now. I'll just have a little bit of a play to see if I can get it to come down. Might have to have a bit of a, cut that one there, a bit of my hairdressing skills coming into it, and then you can just have to give them a little bit of play and a little bit of movement and twist them and turn them and take them across your design. Just give them even if you just give them a little bit of a bend, just give them a bit of rhythm. You can bend these tall stalks and give them another whole look again. So it's all about having a bit of fun when you're doing your designs, and just put the flower in there, that's okay. So if you were going to do this, move them around, it pays to do it before you've actually got your flowers in, but I wanted to show you the concept with flowers, and then this one, just by moving those stems and giving it a bit of shape, a little bit of rhythm. If you're going to do one, you need to do them all, otherwise it looks wrong if you haven't got that rhythm on all of them. The straight line will catch your eye. Again, that's another whole look there. So it's just showing you different concepts about having a bit of fun with your plant material and a bit of fun with this mechanic. So I hope you enjoyed that today. Just a real quick pop-up. And you all take care out there. And Fred's been having a bit of fun around the house. So I've got a big group coming through tomorrow for a garden tour. So I'll be working on that later on this afternoon. So you all have an awesome day out there. Francine will be back again on Thursday. She's actually got a cool workshop she's going to show you. But I just thought I'd say, This is Fred saying good day, and I'll put up the worksheet so you can have a go. And keep sending those emails. There's been some really cool designs coming through. So keep having fun. Look after yourselves out there, and bye for now.